Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing the latest transfer stories. We start with Pablo Torre, as it has been reported that the 20-year-old Barca starlet has passed his medical ahead of a loan move to Girona. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barca will be able to register all of the new signings and renewals before season opener in August 12th. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As part of Barcelona's deal to sign Oriol Romeu from Girona, the Catalans will let young midfielder Pablo Torre move the other way on loan for the 2023-24 season. The 20-year-old prospect visited Barca's training facilities on Monday evening to say goodbye to his teammates ahead of his departure. And now, journalist Neil Solar is reporting that Torre has successfully completed his medical with Girona, with the deal set to be completed imminently. In fact, the journalist goes on to claim that the Barcelona youngster could be available for training with his new teammates as early as tomorrow. Barca signed Torre from Racing Santander last summer in a deal worth €5 million, with the Catalans beating arch-rivals Real Madrid to his capture. The youngster was straight away drafted into the first-team dynamics by manager Xavi Hernandez, but game time was hard to come by, due to the quality competition in the midfield department. Things are only going to get more difficult for Torre in the upcoming season, as Barcelona have brought in Ilkay Gundogan, and they are looking to sign another interior midfielder. As such, a loan move was the best course of action for the 20-year-old, and he will now be playing straight under Michel at Girona for the upcoming season. Barcelona will continue to pay one-third of his wages next season, and Girona will have a permanent buy option at the end of the season. With his medicals now completed, it might not be long before both Romeo and Torres' move are announced officially. Of course, Pablo Torres' move to Girona does not come as a surprise because, as reports were claiming, that deal for Pablo Torre moving the other way to Girona was part of the deal for Oriol Romeu. Romeo was officially, in fact, not even officially announced yet, but he's a Barca player now, and of course, €5 million plus add-ons is what Barca spent to get him. He was the cheapest alternative out there, and that is why Xavi had to go for him. And Xavi also claims that the fact that he left La Masia is an added advantage. Pablo Torre has been, I think, an unfortunate player. I will put it that way, because if you give it, in fact, left to me, Pablo Torre could have been given more chances than what Xavi did last season. And I definitely believe that Pablo Torre could have proved many doubters wrong. It was just that the midfield was choked up, for sure. Yes, the talents were there. It was not easy to break through. But Xavi was so sticked to one type of players all the time. Forget to know that when you make the team or the other squad players feel important, the team feels competitive and the quality is there. But when you keep on benching one player all the time, you stick to the same starting 11s, the same starting midfield, and I think that does not help the team overall to have the quality depth that any team needs to compete for many titles. Pablo Torre is a very good player, very quality player, and Barca bought him for a reason. So it is very funny that most of the times we have been seeing this our beloved club buying players because they saw some good qualities. If not, they couldn't have gone for him. But Barca will buy players for good quality, then convincing him to come. When he comes, they start benching him, they start making him feeling angry. All that, what for? Is still something that I don't still understand. Honestly, how I wish if Pablo Torre goes to Girona and disprove Xavi and he plays well there so that he can come back possibly next season. And I still don't understand this one that they have an option to buy in the loan clause to Girona, I don't think it was a good idea, because according to what they are saying, Girona have an option to buy the player permanently if they wish to at the end of the season. Definitely, which means that if the player does exceptionally well there, he might end up being a Girona player permanently, which I definitely think will not be something good on our side. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. According to Sport, FC Barcelona are very confident about the registration of both the renewed contracts and fresh arrivals at the club in time of the club's season opening contest against Getafe. The administration is convinced that all transactions will proceed smoothly, with all players having a number with their first team from the get-go in the new campaign. This comes as a big relief considering the club's delicate financial situation, which poses an eternal risk for registrations. Last season, Jules Koundé sat on the sidelines for the opening games of the season after the Catalans failed to create enough margin to register his name with La Liga. Further, it was the same hurdle that arose with the new contracts of Ronald Araujo and Gavi. As it stands, Ilkay Gundogan, Inigo Martinez, and even Oriol Romeo will successfully be handed a number in the first team and will be available for the first game of the season. The fourth signing, Vitor Roque, is on a schedule to join next term. While the Catalans have sufficient margins to register the new signings to date, they do not have the leeway to incorporate any new players. Xavi Hernandez asked for the signing of a fullback and another midfielder, and both operations can be completed only if Barcelona make moves on the departure front. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.